Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to be looking at the new combat controls with StatsCog version 1.3. Let's pop on in. Here we have loaded the new combat demo. We can see that we have our new character model and we've got a couple of dummies here. And let's hit play real quick, just take a look at what we're dealing with. So if I hit the middle mouse button here, I launch off a nice fireball and you can see that the damage pops up and I'm able to knock the one character down. The second one is immune to the fireball, but if I go over here and punch or kick, we can see damage is taken there. We can also see, so if I punch this guy and then let's hit him with a fireball, and now we'll pop in and hit him again. Now we can see the second time he took 12 damage, whereas the first time he only took 9. And that's because we can assign resistances and weaknesses, and we can also modify those with effects, just like we can stat values. So let's take a look at how this was all done. First off, we have our character, and her stats cog is empty. There's nothing assigned here at all, and it's not really needed. If we drill on down to the right hand, we can see that we've created an empty object here that we've attached a sphere collider and a damage dealer to. So a damage dealer requires a collider. It doesn't matter what kind. It could be a sphere or a cube or a mesh collider, whatever you want. It just needs that collider to know when to apply the damage. It also has a seconds between damage. The reason for this is because of things like animations, where if you're punching through, we've got a very slow punch animation on this character, and we don't want to apply damage as we go through, and then again as we come back. We only want to do it the one time. So it'll wait for whatever amount of time we specify in here. In punch, it's 2 seconds. Down and kick, it's 0.08. We can also apply a damage, which is we can apply a damage type. This is just a string value. It doesn't have to be registered with the StatsCog or anything. And then a base amount. Now, in this example, we're only using integer values, but we could, you know, use an equation just like anything else. We could do, 15 plus strength. Of course, this character doesn't have any stats assigned to her, so that would be a little difficult, but it is targetable. Now let's take a look at the dummy and see how it was that we were able to take different types or different amounts of values. So we have a defense and an HP, a magic and a melee, those aren't used, and of course we've got this burn effect that it can take. So if we pop over into combat, which is our brand new tab, we can see we have a health stat, which this is a string that needs to reference the name of any one of your stats. Obviously HP is the one we're using here. Damage value, which tells it what to subtract from that value when damage comes in. By default, the value is damage in brackets, and that value gets replaced by the base damage from the damage dealer, plus any weaknesses minus any resistances. In this case, we're also subtracting its defense. And we've got a couple of weaknesses on him. We've got a fire weakness of 1.1, so any fire damage is multiplied by 1.1 with a maximum of 4, and we've got a melee damage with its default base value is 1. And normally we wouldn't bother with a value of 1 because that just means apply the damage as it is, right? However, if we look at this burn effect, we can see that it has a modifier. Oh, it's got 2. First of all, it subtracts 3 HP every second, which this is a 3-second life effect. And also for the duration of the effect, it adds 0.25 to melee, which in this case is a weakness. So for 3 seconds, the weakness will be 1.25, so we'll get an extra 25% damage to this guy while he's burning. And if we look over at the metal dummy, we can see that it has a resistance to fire of 1. And that's the cap. You can put higher than 1 or lower, but it won't go beyond 1. It'll automatically cap that off. And just like anything else, again, we could have done plus, we could do 1 plus endurance or whatever. This can subscribe to other stat values just like anything else. Now, with a value of 1, it becomes immune to it, and it will fire off an event to let you know that it's been immune. And with anything else, it also fire off an event to let you know that it's taken damage, which is how we get these nice little minus 25, minus 9 texts that we have pop up. And it's also how we get the immune text to pop up. So let's take a look at what we did to get that graphic to pop up for us. This is a script that we created just for the demo. You can use it, you can create your own. It's a very simple script. All this does is it grabs the StatsCog and subscribes to two events, the new on damage taken event and the on immune to damage event. On damage immune, it pops up, hey, I'm immune, and on damage taken, because of the way that we apply recurring effects, we put in a little trap here to make sure that we weren't firing this off every single frame. We said that we want to wait at least 1 second before displaying, and we just add up all the damage and then display it once that second has elapsed. So there you go. It is a really easy to integrate addition to StatsCog, and we hope that you enjoy it. Thank you very much.